Hey guys, we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. Just going to take some time to share the broadcast to my pages. So in the meantime, I'm going to give people a couple minutes to come in. Hey, as you guys come in, say who you are and where you are calling from. I'm just trying to share the broadcast to some of my pages, and then we will be going live in just 2 minutes. Hey, California. Just want to make sure I shared it to my page correctly. Did you guys come in, say who you are and where you're tuning in from for tonight's training? Hey, Mr. Harper.
Hey, what's going on? The business
How are
beauty.
you?
I'm hanging in here, man. I had a long day. Call after call after call. Finally free.
Okay, it's super duper hard to get a hold of you, so
Man.
I get it.
Hey, at the top of the year, kind of going hibernation for Q4, the plan for this moment, right?
I understand. One day I'll be able to just call you and get you, and you'll just be like, "Hey, Corrie, what's up?
Oh
Where are you
man.
in the world?"
Hey, we already, look, long as we out here changing the world, I'm always available.
Alrighty, sounds good. I don't know why my camera is like jacked up all of a sudden. This is why I need a whole team like you, an edit team. Your wife, Brandon, shot me. Somebody.
I know, right? I mean, yeah.
I need
With
like a whole team. Let
yeah.
me see if
I
this.
mean, sometimes because it's hard to
Okay,
automate that part, so you need dependable people instead of trying to automate it.
right. You lost weight on your fast. I see.
Man, nothing but juice, water, and yeah, this vegan diet pretty dope though. I ain't realized like the food was that good. So I was always
God
thinking
bless you.
that the meat, but I started the Beyond Meat. I'm like, man, it tastes just like a beef, like a hamburger. You just got to
I'll
put the
take your
right
word for
seasoning
it.
on it.
I will take your word for it. All right, we can go ahead and get started. So, hey, guys, welcome to Wholesaling Houses for Newbies live training. This is our very first training for the year, and I am so super duper excited. Like, this is the most excited I have been with doing my trainings thus far over the past, I don't know, how long have we been in existence? Like 6-7 months. To have Mr. Derrick Harper Sr. from Atlanta, Georgia, on with us tonight. He is somebody that I have been watching for a while. He is multimillionaire. He is not just a credit guru, but just a guru, business guru, business strategist, automation king. I mean, like all the way around. And husband of one wife, father of, I believe, two beautiful
Yeah.
children, two beautiful children. And he is my coach and my mentor. I'm finally able to afford him, and I'm finally able to was able to get on his line. And oh my God, my business has seen such a change. When you are a serial entrepreneur like myself, you're kind of like all over the place. And sometimes the advice that we give others, we don't necessarily take for ourselves. So you need someone to help you focus in. And this is what this man has been to me, a man of integrity. And I'm just excited just to talk tonight. I know that we're in a wholesaling group. However, I wanted to start the year off. I have not been live in the group in several weeks, and I did that purposefully. I wanted to start the year off talking more about mindset, talking more about business, all, holistically. If you do have any wholesaling questions, please go ahead and post them in the group. I will definitely answer them. But tonight we're going to focus on scaling our businesses to 6 and 7 figure businesses in 2020. It can be done. I know that I'm going to be there. I know I'm on my way to 7 figures. Amen. I claim that. And I'm just excited. So guys, go ahead. This is also streaming live on YouTube. So go ahead and share, hit watch party to your pages, to your groups, because this is going to be some awesome fun. We're just going to have fun, lighthearted. Y'all know I'm, a little special. So we just going to talk on tonight, but any, questions that you have, definitely post them in the group. When you come in, just say who you are, where you're calling from, because we are streaming. So therefore I may not see your name. So make sure you post your name. So Mr. Derrick A. Harper Sr., what does the A stand for?
I was gonna try to think of something ghetto, like a real. No, it's Anthony.
Anthony,
yeah,
okay.
It's Anthony.
All right. Well, welcome tonight. So just give us a introduction of yourself and whichever story you want to tell us that's kind of relevant to who you are today.
Oh man, I'm just happy to be here. You did a pretty good introduction. I mean, I run businesses, I do different things, but that's not who I am. Those are just tools that I use. But who I am, like you said, I'm a father, and I'm a servant. And being a father has allowed me to marry an amazing woman and, make 2 of the best kids that we can ever think of. So, that's my why. That's who I am. My whole purpose and goal is to make them happy and be something that they can be proud of. So, in the meantime, I'm a business owner of multiple businesses and with the focus on specializing internationally and systemizing those businesses so that I can buy time back with my family. So my whole goal is everything that I do is not about the money, but it's to buy time back to spend with them. And they always up under me. My son probably running around here. He just brought me some orange juice. So yeah, that's what I'm all about. And I use business as a tool to be able to buy time with them. That's it.
Yeah, that was something so powerful that I learned from you when I was down in Atlanta and you were talking about money versus time and freedom. And, when you're on your deathbed, what do you want? More time or more money? And it's true, it's more time. And I knew at that conference, I don't even remember what month it was, but I knew at that point that I was going to be leaving my job soon. So I left my job full time in August. And so since then I've been 100% entrepreneur, and I would say it's kind of like a blessing and a curse. I thank God for your group because you're helping me be more focused and more disciplined. Because I don't start my day till like 4:00 in the afternoon. I know you start yours like 4 a.m.
Man, yeah, I'm sitting here thinking like, how long after this call, like before I hit the sack? But yeah, no, I just, I like getting up early in the morning because I think 4 in the morning, by the time, 9, 10 o'clock come around, everybody's trying to figure out what they're going to eat for lunch. My day is done. I've accomplished everything that I needed to for the day. So anything after around 11 o'clock to noon is pretty much my time. If I want to do coaching calls or if I want to do certain things like that, my day is knocked out. So it allows, working on fresh fumes. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just always been a night owl. I've always been a night person. So I'm usually sleep during that time. The good thing about having virtual assistants, and what we could talk about that later, is that they are on a different time zone. So I'm glad that, they're working while I'm sleeping. So by the time I'm waking up, I have, all my work from them. But yeah, Yeah, but your group is helping me be a lot more focused, a lot more disciplined. So for those just joining us again, we have Derrick Anthony Harper Sr. with us on tonight from Atlanta, Georgia. And he is my coach. All coaches need coach. Okay. All coaches need a coach.
Yep.
He is an entrepreneur. He is a coach's coach. So you have to be serious to work with him. You have to be ready. You have to have that, focused mindset. And so Derrick has created a group where all of his mentees, come together and we get focused. And I mean, it's not just a normal focus group. It's not just a normal accountability group. I mean, you have us forgiving people. You have us giving apologies to people. You have us being nice to folk. You have us fasting. I mean, talk about that.
Well, if you don't work on you, it's a lot of people running around. My biggest thing is an excuse. Like, I talk to people day in, day out. I can't do this because of this. And then I immediately point at them. I can point at somebody and say, hey, they got 10 times the problem. But the thing is just think about beefing with somebody. Think about the average. I mean, that's just part of the process. When you grow, people are not going to support that you want to support, right? People are not going to treat you like you want them to treat you. But the thing is the person that hates you, that's going to mess them up more than you. So if you're sitting there beefing with somebody and every time you see them, you turning their nose up, that can change your whole emotion. So why let that get the best of you when there's so much to do out here? You trying to change lives, right? You trying to reach other people and solve problems. Why in the world you're letting somebody else have that much control of your mindset? So if you can dump that, you can fast and you can actually get to where you're taking care of yourself and you're happy. Happy people make other people happy, and depressed people, their whole goal is to try to make somebody else depressed. I could know personally because and it's not even a science. It's not that you're a bad person or not, right? The amount of energy, I can remember being down and out. I didn't want everybody happy, and I can honestly say that now, right? When I was down and out and I was depressed, it's easy to say, oh, I sound like a bad person if I said that. No, when other people was going through problems, I'm like, oh yeah, I ain't the only one. So the thing is if you can't work on that within yourself, there's no way that you can genuinely want everybody around you happy. No matter how much you say it, when you're down and you're out, you don't want to see anybody out there just running around bragging about how good things are. So you got to create your own happiness, and then your energy is going to start pouring off on other people. And you can't really bring the best out of other people, especially if you're providing a service to them, until you 100% healed.
Amen. I totally agree with that. And one thing that I pray for this year is for God to bring people into my life that will help me grow, to that next level. And growing hurts, going through growing pains and stretching pains. That's why I don't go to the gym. And I'm accepting the fact that I'm gonna be fat and it's okay. I'm a thick chick. Amen. So that's why I don't go to the gym, because I don't like working out. I don't like growing. I don't like stretching. I don't like all of that. You sore and you feeling it. And, so we all know, what that feels like. So growing, it hurts. Growing is uncomfortable. But, I'm grateful to have you in my life this year. I know I'll be blowing up your inbox and everything else. And you just be like, oh my God, what she wants today.
Nah,
but, I'm grateful. I know you're busy. I'm grateful. So let's talk about your first million. Keep in mind that our group here, Wholesaling Houses for Newbies, is geared towards the newbie and wholesaling, the newbie and real estate investing. So the ones that are watching tonight and will watch, throughout the week, they are, coming into a new career. They're trying something new. And, everybody wants to make that first 6 and, 7 digits. So what lesson did you learn? What was your first big purchase, and what lesson have you learned that you would like
the
to tell
first
people?
the first thing is the quickest way to make $1 million is to not spend it. And, I think that where I came from, like just put yourself in my shoes at 16, 15. We stayed in a trailer with holes in the floor where we had mice running around. So we had to get a pet cat to chase the mice, right? So, it's 4 boys sleeping in. We had the back room of the trailer where it's 2 bunk beds. So imagine 2 twin beds in there. That was bunk beds that we took down, but it's 2 of us in each bed. So 2 people, 2 boys sharing twin beds each. And then when you go out into the bathroom, you got to jump over the hole in the floor and then try to land right. So when you're sitting on the toilet, you can't lean on the left because it might fall through the floor. So that's my upcoming, right? and it's
Wow.
humbling. So when you
Right.
come up like that, and when you and I can speak on it now with pride, hoping that it get through to somebody, because that's when they understand my grind is a whole lot different. It's coming from somewhere else. But
Right.
when you make it out of that, where you kind of dealt with the struggle of both parents doing drugs, and it was just something that they had to overcome. They weren't bad people, they just dealt with something at that time that they had to overcome. So you get laughed at, you get to where you have to share clothes with your brothers, you get where you have to share clothes, hand-me-downs, and you might not smell the best at school, and you might get laughed at. So now when the people start laughing and you start to level up, you want to go out and start buying dumb stuff, because you want to show people that I made it, I am good, I did do, and things like that. So I think that growing fast, I had a different grind, but I was grinding for the wrong purpose. I was grinding to show people that I can do it versus actually making myself happy. So I started going out buying
Right.
Jags. I started going out buying BMWs, going out buying $100,000 trucks, and the houses. And nothing wrong with the houses, but I wasn't doing the right thing with it. And it kind of led me into where, I was grinding for things that didn't serve a purpose. And it wasn't until I realized that none of this stuff, everything that I was doing was to stun on other people. So
Right.
once I got a good foundation that I was here to serve, it took me going through some, losing some things. Like, just like we got it, we lost it. I was the guy that had 3.5 years ago, we hit $1.6 million in sales. But what the average person didn't understand in business is I maxed out every credit card at that time. I was 2 months behind on my mortgage, about to charge off. I was the credit guru then, right? Doing live videos, and everybody was like, "You're the man." And I had a 512 credit score. But we did 1.6 million in sales. Payroll was 34,000. My deposits that week was 32. Now I'm having to borrow money from my wife's dad. So can you imagine that? So it took me, and I think going through something that humbling, because when you start stunting and when you start living through material things, people start looking at you like, he got it, he got it, he got it. You got an image that you got to portray. Therefore, you're going to start losing everything, and you got too much pride to just buckle down and say, hey, I got a problem I need help with. And when you say everybody needs a coach, if I wouldn't have got a coach, I would have probably been in jail from tax evasion, not doing all of that. I didn't know how to do things the right way. So it took me getting a coach, and it took me getting the right mindset that I was here to serve. I started serving, and then therefore I got my coach taught me, hey, you got to systemize everything. I started automating. I started automating unnecessary jobs away, right? And then, I mean, we went from 1.6 to 3 million people, and I was able to get rid of 20 employees because I had the systems in place to actually get things done. And then therefore I can bring people into those systems, those VAs that you talked about. I can easily build a system, automate that, and then teach them how to automate. And that, therefore, you got a system that can duplicate yourself. Because we get a lot of people that they run their business and they say, hey, I got a $300,000 a year business. And then I ask them, if you go in a coma right now for a year, how much you will make? And they say none. So no, you don't have a $300,000 a year business. You just created a $300,000 a year job. And that's the difference.
Wow, that was powerful. Okay, so we have a lot to unpack with everything you said. So
All right.
let's go back to the fact that you basically we do what we know how to do. Okay,
Right.
when we know better, of course we do better. We go through certain things in life, and we make the mistakes we make most of the times because we don't have that example to
Mm-hmm.
teach us what to do, what not to do. So I see it every day in my group.
Yep.
People, they want to come in, to wholesaling. People want to come into credit repair. They want to come into any business. They want to make $100,000. They want to make 10,000, 15,000 with no experience. Okay.
Right.
So, they're asking for free tools. What is your thought on, because I have my own separate thought. What is your thought on investing in your business versus going to YouTube University, where everything is free and you
Right.
can learn everything you need to learn about being a 6-digit earner by watching YouTube videos.
Right.
So what
I think that the
what is
mind,
your thought as far as that is concerned?
I could just tell you from experience, not a thought. That was me at first, right? Everything comes in, that was me. Oh, I'm gonna hustle my way into, I'm gonna just pick their brain. And some people don't realize that, I mean, when you touch something that's hot, you're like, oh man, I feel it. You could tell me it's hot 100 times. So they don't understand that experience and growing pains. They learn from experience. They don't learn from somebody just telling them something or just reading something. So getting a coach, the coach actually teaches you from their failures. If I teach you from my failures, right, you're going to learn a whole lot more than if I teach you from my successes. Everybody's booming online. 90% of the testimonies online are lies, right? So now if you're learning from people who doing this and doing that, they're only telling you the good side of it. That means they can't teach you from their failures. So when you start investing into your business, investing into coaches, investing into these conferences, that's when you start hearing about the downside, the things that did go wrong. Now that's going to prevent you from years of going through the same thing that somebody already tell you that they went through, that they failed at. But we want to go on only get the good side, miss out on the bad side, and then we fail to start. And that's why I always talk about done is better than perfect, because perfect never gets done. A lot of us are scared to get started, or a lot of us want to pick. We don't believe in ourselves enough. So people who don't invest in their businesses, why would I actually invest in your business if you're not investing in your business? So a lot of people don't want to put the money into their business, but they want other people to do that.
Right. Right. I totally agree. And why do people want to, something you had said to me in our, first coaching call was, hey, looks like you're doing big things. And I'm like, right. Yeah, I'm getting that, so grateful.
Right.
Yeah, my voice, my head is random, but so grateful that I decided to. Okay, so when I left my job, I used to work for the government, and with the government, they take money out of your check, and you just like whatever. So I had a pension and I had retirement. Okay, so when I left, I knew I had the pension, so I cashed that out. And they was like, "Well, do you want us to roll it up?" No, send me my check. That's what I want you to do.
I need my coins. Yeah.
Yeah, send me. It was only a few thousand, but still send me my check. Okay. And so about a couple months later, just recently, I got another letter saying, okay, well, we have your retirement account, and what do you want us to do with it? Where you want us to send it? And I called and I said, y'all have a retirement account? They said, yeah, you have retirement too. So it was two separate accounts. And I said, well, praise God, send me my check. And so they're like, oh, you sure? Do you want us to vote? No, send me my check. So my little check came in the mail. Again, a few $1,000s. And I was like, you know what I do, I always pay my bills in lump sum. I always pay them in advance. So I was like, you know what, with this little bit of money, because I may not have an income tax, amen. I'm going to take it and I'm going to go ahead and invest it in my business. And so I went and I had a photo shoot done, had my makeup done, got some professional pictures. And, I started doing a lot of marketing. And, since then, people have been reaching out to me. I'll be on the Happy Entrepreneur show tonight at 11. They went on my website and they're like, oh my God, you just look so wonderful, basically. So it's important. I said all that to say it's important to go ahead and invest into your business, into your brand, and to brand and market yourself. I'm Corrie Nicole, the business beauty. Before I talked to Derrick, I had no focus or anything. So now I'm Corrie Nicole, the business beauty. I create resources and opportunities through credit, real estate, and entrepreneurship for those looking to rebuild their life. Yep. So if we could just talk about that for a second about branding. I know your mission is to help veterans. So how important is that in any industry that we're in, no matter what your business is, to have a niche, to have a brand, to have a market, and to be focused?
That's simple. I think that a lot of people forget that a business, your client, customer, it's all about a relationship. So if you don't build a relationship with somebody, it's going to kind of be off. You don't want to build a relationship with any and everybody too, because now you throw the culture off, right? So I ask people, do you want any kind of woman? Like if I ask my friends, like my homeboys or whatever, like, do you want any kind of woman, or do you want the woman that's for you?
Are those single rich friends? Those single rich friends? Your girl is single. Your mentee is single. He got coach.
They crazy though. Nah, I'm just kidding. So
that's all right.
So you get crazy with them, huh? So now but then I ask them though. I when I ask most of them, do you want just any woman, or do you want the right woman? Right. And then most of them, the right woman. And then I ask women, do you want just any guy, or do you want the right guy? And they're going to say the right guy. So it goes down to, do you want any customer or client, or do you want the right customer or client? So most guys, if they don't position themselves to where they can, or anybody, that right woman is going to be comfortable with them coming in, they won't build that relationship for them to trust, right? So in business, forget who you're trying to get as a client. You have to position yourself first, so that when that client is ready to take advantage of those services, they trust that service. And I think a lot of us think that we can just throw an ad out there, we can just throw something out there, and then people are gonna bite on it. But I tell them, they don't know you, so they don't trust you. So you have to kind of build and position yourself so that when people do see that, they're gonna say, "Man, that's me." So instead of saying, "Hey, I want a client," start saying that, "Hey, this is who I'm here to serve. This is why. This is my story. This is how it identifies with it. And this is how it's going to help. Not help you, but this is how it's going to help." So when that person looking, and they're going to say, "Man, that's me he's talking to." Right. And then that's what's going to help them identify. So if they see, they like, they know, and then they're going to know, like, and trust. Right. And then that's what's going to make them actually become a client. So when people ask about marketing, and when people ask about, I think branding is more important than marketing, because branding is about you. You're positioning yourself to take people when they come in. So if you can market without a brand, and it's going to be chaos. So you got to make sure that you get yourself and you position yourself so that the people who are going to potentially come in to buy from you already know what you offer, how it can help, and they need to feel like they're part of something, because everybody wants to be a part of something, but we just not giving them too much to be a part of. So
I so agree with everything that you said. And we coach and mentor people that are within the sales industry. And a lot of times you'll see in the groups, okay, well, what leads, what list did you pull? What leads are you running? What leads are you calling on? Who are your affiliates? And and I tell people, look, at the end of the day, you need to figure out who you identify with. Okay. So, over in the real estate investing and wholesaling side, we have pre-foreclosures, we have tax delinquent lists, we have vacant properties, we have those that have gone through divorce, and so forth and so on. There's a plethora of leads, and credit repair, the same thing. People that have gone through bankruptcies, repossessions, foreclosures, single moms, those looking to buy homes, and so forth and so on. But at the end of the day, who are you able to identify with? Who is going to, who are you going to be able to talk to? I don't care if you got locks. I don't care if you have tattoos all over. You come from the trailer park. You come from the suburbs. There is going to be somebody that you can identify with, and that you could talk to and say, you know what, I've been there. I understand. I can empathize with you. Because if you coming in with a three-piece suit from Tom Ford going over to the trailer park, they're going to look at you like, who the hell are you? And what the hell do you want? What are you selling? And get out.
Yeah. Or you try to go to the trap house with it, you get run out of there. They're going to think you, so no, and it's a reason, it's a reason why people listen to rap, and it's a reason why people don't listen to rap. Right. So when they're telling their stories, we might look at it and say, "Man, he can't rap." But that other person who's listening to it said, "Man, I went exactly through that. I know what he's talking about when he's talking about coming out of the bricks." You might talk to somebody and they don't know what coming out of the bricks or getting it out the dirt mean, right? They don't know what a trap house is. So, like, you could take a person that can go and sell everything they can to people in the trap, but you can't put them in a room full of Congress members and let them close out. That's actually a gift. When you have a person that can cross the aisle like that, that's considered a gift. It's hard. You're gonna have a bracket to be hard in the brig, or you're gonna have, people don't know, I'm probably aging myself. That's the Jamie Foxx show. You might have somebody like that, or you might have somebody who can work across the aisle. So now the thing is that person who's a diehard, let's say Bobby Smurda or Chief Keef or fan, you probably won't get them to be able to listen to and become a Taylor Swift fan, like word for word. You might have some people who can do both, but the thing is that doesn't make one right or wrong, right? So when you're in trainings and when you're going through certain things and when you're trying to identify with yourself, you got to make sure that the story you tell is fitting for that person you're talking to, because it might not work. So if you go through a sales training, they say, "I just do this, and this. You need to go up and increase your prices to $1,500." That might not work in on Bankhead. That might not work downtown, or that might not work in the hood everywhere. So you got to make sure that whoever you identify with, that the pricing points, the packages, and everything has to fit in for the clientele that you're trying to serve. And one of the problems that people have is they don't know the clientele they're trying to serve. They just want America, and that's why they get good clients and bad clients, and that's why their company go out of business, because they don't have a culture set.
Right, exactly. And speaking of being able to cross, borders and lanes, and everything. So the man that I like, just, in case you got one of those rich friends of yours, I like the one that could wear the Timbs as well as wear the suit.
Oh,
The one I
Ghost.
could take to my,
James St.
my good
Patrick and
event.
Ghost. Got it.
Exactly. Just keep your favorite mentee in mind. Okay.
I got
So
you.
yes, so those of you that are just joining us, we are talking about scaling our businesses. So we're actually going through the process here. We've talked about marketing, we've talked about branding, we've talked about the importance of investing in your business. And we've just finished talking about the importance of identifying with your market, identifying with your customer, being able to be vulnerable enough to tell your story.
Yep.
Because people identify with that and they know when you're genuine. Like me, I'm so super duper transparent. And I grew up in the church, okay? And went through, child, you name it, I probably been through it or touched on it at some point in my life. And I talk about that. I also talk about the fact that I'm an entrepreneur that deals with depression and anxiety. So I'm an entrepreneur that also deals with mental health issues. And so I'm very, very open and transparent about all of that. And so, my pastor friends and, my walk in silence friends, they'll hit me up after a post or whatever. And they say, you share too much. You talk too much. Mm-hmm. Why do you say all of that, on social media? And I'm like, because for every one inbox I have of you guys telling me to shut up, I have 10 more of people telling me how I've helped him and how I've helped them. So people identify with transparency and vulnerability. So it's so super duper important. So we're down to our last 30 minutes and you are the automation king. Okay. Now I am speaking into existence an automation system that we will put together and create for the real estate investing industry. And we will put it forth together and so forth and so on. I definitely want to talk to you more about that, and not even just real estate, but just the different industries. I focus on the sales industries when I'm doing my coaching. So I would love an automation system that can fit my different clients within the sales industry. Right. So I'm putting that out there, today.
Oh no, we're gonna work on that. I think that'll actually, it won't be too hard to put. It's just gonna take some man hours. Getting it together. I think our developers knock anything out.
All righty. So we're going to do it. So talk to us. A lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about when I even say automation. Unfortunately, they have no idea. And I didn't realize the impact it would have on my business since I've employed the automation system I've purchased from your company, Automate My Flow. So talk about what exactly is automation, how would it benefit today's entrepreneur, and how would one need this? You touched on it a little bit earlier about the guy making 1,000, but if you're sick, blah, blah, blah. So why would someone scaling to 6 and 7 digits, why would you need automation?
Well, it's a matter of, you're the biggest asset and liability to the company, right? And if you're just focusing on your capabilities, you're only going to grow based on your availability. So if you focus on your capability, you can only grow as big as your availability. So the thing about that is, because I mainly focus on body, BODD, build, organize, document, delegate, right? So when you're building something out, you're going through the growing pains. That's why I had a girl today on a coaching call that says, oh man, my clients keep calling in and they keep having problems. I'm like, that's a good problem to have, because now you can build a database out of the concerns that they have to make sure that you build automation pieces to hit them with communication when they're calling in, right? So if your clients are calling in every 5 days asking for an update, why don't you put a system in place that's going to notify them every 5 days or every 4 days, so that it's notifying them before they even get the nerve to call in? Right. So, and it goes back to what we have now with Automate My Flow. It goes back to when I was talking about when we did $1.6 million about 3 years ago. And Daniel the guy who's over the software that we use, he reached out and he was like, wow, he's a super excited guy. He's the happiest guy in the world. I don't know what he's on, but I need that, right? But he stays happy. So the thing is he reached out and was like, we want to interview you. All of the changes you've been implementing, that's amazing. We want to talk about it. And I was like, but I was in a bad stage, right? The revenue was
Right.
coming. But I was doing the employee thing. I was making videos and people was like, oh, I want that. And I'm like, bro, you don't want these problems. So once we got off the phone, I just started plugging and playing and plugging and playing and plugging and playing, getting rid of people. And then next thing you know, I went from 27 employees here in the US to like 8. Right.
Wow.
But the revenue was doubling. So now those 2 people that I had that was answering the phone that was pre-screening, I put a scheduler right there on the website that asked all of those questions. And based on how they answered them, it segmented the list they went into. And then therefore they get an email to that corresponding list. So if they come in, let's say if you did real estate investing, you did credit repair, you did taxes, they fill out the questionnaire, they hit taxes, they're going to get routed out to a welcome tax email. Here's the bundle to fill out so that, blah, blah, blah. So they'll get that funnel. If they select credit repair, then they're going to get the questionnaire. Are you in bankruptcy? Blah, blah, blah. So therefore, it made it easier because now I didn't have to have those 2 people. And then I realized the person I used to have to call to pre-screen them to ask them certain things, that's the follow-up email. So what I started doing is using systems to replace people, replace overhead. And therefore, now we're only down to like 5 US employees. They're all managers. They all work from home, which means that now I don't have to worry about them calling in when the kid's sick. And then we start putting the, not really grunt work, but the day-to-day work overseas to make it easier. So now you're not stuck with the 2 problems that are going on in America. Nobody wants to be an employee because everybody wants to either be a business owner or a manager. So we feel that. And then now they can delegate because you built them a team out. So automations is like comparing McDonald's to Longhorn. Right, the McDonald's burger might not taste the best, right? But they sell 88,000 burgers to Longhorn one. Every burger that Longhorn sells, McDonald's sells 88,000. Right now,
Wow.
nobody's going to eat a McDonald's burger and say, "Oh man, 1-star review." No, because you wanted it, you got it, you was happy, you was satisfied with it. Now you can quit McDonald's as a cook at 4 o'clock. You can bring somebody in off the streets at 5 o'clock on the grill at 6 o'clock, and they can close that night. Can you do that at Longhorn? Probably not, right? So the thing is if you don't put those systems in place, it's going to be able to outlive you. Then you will never be able to leave your company. So automation is the quickest way to be able to get out your business so that you can build it, organize it, which means that you're putting everything together on a step-by-step, document it, which means you're going to automate it, and then you're hiring somebody to come in and run that system. So just like that McDonald's automation system that comes down and it cooks the burgers and you put it up and put it in there, you don't have to, anybody can do that. So you want to build automations so that once you out of the business, you can buy time back with your family and, the system will run without you. So if I go in a coma right now, I'm going to come out and I know exactly how much money I'll make.
Wow. So this is just like, as you talk, things just run through my brain and I'm just, coming up with ways that automation could just help, so much, those of us that are wholesalers and real estate investors, we hopefully at this point all have our websites, and you can have a form on your website to ask those questions, what is your distress? Are you in foreclosure? Are you, behind on your taxes? Do you have liens? Are you, going through a divorce? Do you have to liquidate quickly? Have you inherited a home? How much are you looking to get? So forth and so on. And then from there, once we get those answers, we're able to go ahead, pull our offers down. If we have a system like PropStream is a system that we use that pulls our comps, and tells us how much a house is worth. We're able to pull that down, go ahead and send the offer off to the customer. And
So
we haven't even touched it.
yeah,
And
so
it's,
as long as you have an API, so as long as you have an API integration, it'll pull that data, compare the data, and then it'll start sending it out automatically. And then you can even, if they opt in to like TCPA, the moment that it comes in, the moment that it's a match, a phone call goes out to that potential person saying, hey, just this is a call to let you know that we match you with an offer. Go ahead and check the text, take a look at the link, blah, blah, blah. Boom, they check the text, they can hit yes or no, boom, and it automatically assigns them to it. So yeah, you can build an automation for that easy. And then just start adding in different functions on it. I think that'll definitely be, I think that'll be dope.
Yeah, that would be real dope. And it would free up so much time.
Mhm.
So let's talk about while we're on automation and freeing up time, let's talk about the importance of VAs in your business. And at what point should someone be integrating a VA into your system and into their business?
But so first, I think the most important VA is to a person that's still working a 9 to 5. So it's easier to put the VA through the test run than you, right? And there's nothing wrong with just jumping up, leaving your job. But let's say you making $28 an hour on your job, $30 an hour, right? And you can still get by. So if you make $30 an hour on your job, you can get by with $25 an hour, right? So that's you're sacrificing that $5 an hour into a VA. So if you build your system, organize, document, and then delegate, that means that 50 hours that you're going to put in, or that 60 hours, 50 hours you're going to put in that business that week, right? Have the system so the VA can do exactly what you're going to do. That's the same 50 hours if the system is right. So if you're not making enough money with that VA doing that job, that means that that's the place where you're going to be before you left your 9 to 5. So a lot of people prematurely leave their 9 to 5 instead of putting that VA through the test run, letting that VA see if it's going to work or not. That VA might get in there, run the same 50 hours you're going to run, and generate more revenue than you were making in your business. That's when it's time to leave, right? Because you got a proven system, it can be duplicated, or you can just stay on your job, right, and hire another VA to keep doing that until now you doubled your income. So I think that the approach of a VA, if you're still on your 9 to 5 and trying to figure out when to leave, hire that VA before you leave. But then if you already a serial entrepreneur like you, always that VA that has to be that first person that you hire that's going to knock off those tasks, right? Like all of my coaching calls, the only time I talk to them is when I'm on a coaching call. It's just like a doctor. You learn from doctors. That's the best business. The doctor only comes in to see you because they legally got to, because it's called a doctor visit, right? But they come in, they touch you, they talk to you. They don't need a doctor in their office. So when you start talking about hiring a VA, you want to hire them to take over all the tasks so that you don't need yourself, so that you don't need to be there. So it's not really a dump off task so I can free up time to go to Walmart, but I'm using this VA to test my system to see how much free time I can free up, and then therefore I can just throw anybody else into it. The whole goal is to stay away from it. Stay away from your business, right? Build it out, put somebody there, build something else, put somebody there, build somebody something else, put somebody there, create an SOP on it, hire somebody, bring them in, and let them run that. Once you put people in the positions in the company, you should never have to step back down in that position. So start out by working your way out of it.
And one thing that I learned again at our boot camp was how we have to record every single thing that we're doing. Mm-hmm. We have to record our systems. So talk about that for a minute for your virtual assistants, because with my company, Impact Virtual Solutions, I actually train the VAs. I actually send you out a questionnaire. I find out what systems you're using in your business. I'm finding out what your processes are, and then I go ahead and I train that VA on your specific system. So it could be your Active Campaign, your Zoho, your PropStream, your whatever CRM, whatever tools you're using. However, I cannot necessarily train them on how you want your everyday 9 to 5 business to be. Right. So what tools can we use to start documenting our processes from A to Z each and every day?
Really just two main things that you're going to need. You're going to need G Suite with Google Drive to be able, get the one with the unlimited space in there. Then therefore you have Google Docs and all of that. Google Docs even have a tool in there that you can verbally or go audio, put audio notes in there on the Google Doc just by reading it, right? And so you save the docs as a tutorial or verbal reading in the Google Drive, right? So Google Drive training folder. Then for the videos, what you can do, especially if you have dual screen, I recommend having 2 screens. I got 4 up here, but if you had 2 screens, one to record on, one to train on. So now there's something out there called Screencast-O-Matic that I really like. Some people like Loom, right? I don't like Loom because I can't adjust the screen how I want to and make it where the size I want to put the effects in there I want. So I like Screencast-O-Matic. What I do is if I'm sitting here and I'm on the phone, I got my audio here, I'm on the phone with a client, right? I can take that client. I got a phone that's going to record the call, right? So that's an MP3. I'm actually so I have that that's going to record, but Screencast-O-Matic, while I'm going over that client's file, I'm actually recording my screen. Every page I'm going to service that client, every page I'm going to when I'm selling that client. So therefore, that's creating a SOP, a video SOP, audio SOP. Now you could take a sales call, MP3, put the video attached to it. So when you're hiring somebody for sales, all they got to do is sales call one. Now they playing the MP3 and then they watching you go along in the screen. So that's their training. So think about this. If you're worth $100 an hour and you're paying somebody $5 an hour as a VA to come in, we think that if we train them, we're helping. No, it's costing you $100 plus $5 every hour to train. So if you have that training in place already, those hours that they coming in, they're watching videos, they're watching audio train, or they listening to audio, and they have training that's already documented out for them so that you can go about your day to day and it won't cost you that much. So I think that Screencast-O-Matic, Google, your G Suite with the Google Docs and the Google Drive is pretty much, and a phone line is going to be able to record the calls so that when they come in, they can listen to the audio. I think that's pretty much all you really need to document everything, put it in the folders, organize it, and then you could even build a test out on it. So now once you have those 30 calls in there, those sales calls, the good ones, the bad ones, the lost ones, and then have them rate the calls and then write a small paragraph at the end of what they would have done better to save that call. And then therefore now at the end of that 2 to 3 day trainings that they were doing that you didn't have anything to do with, you can read their answers to make sure that they got a proper training so you'll know they're ready for the phone or not. So, and that's something that won't cost you too much. And you can pretty much, bring everybody in with. And so when they're employees, if they improve that system, they become managers. If they don't improve it, you get rid of them. If they keep it the same, they don't get promoted. Simple as that.
Simple as that. And if you would like a trained virtual assistant, you can go to CorrieNicole.com/resources. And while we're talking about businesses and we're wrapping up, if you guys have any questions for Derrick A. Harper, please post them in the chat box. So I am currently, let's get rid of this banner. I'm currently working on a free webinar series for the year of 2020, and it is titled Owning My Ish, because in 2020, we are going to be owning our ish. So this is a free webinar series that I'm putting together for the year. So we will be working in stages. I will be walking you through in a methodical way. I will be dealing with personal credit repair. We're going to get your credit on point first. Then we're going to talk about setting up and starting your business, scaling your business, building your business credit, and finishing up with investing in real estate. So go over to CorrieNicole.com and go ahead and register for this series, Owning My Ish. All right. Coming up in this year, we will be launching this series on the 20th, January the 20th. So I'm super duper excited about that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you. So it doesn't look like we have many questions tonight. I thank you so much for being with us. We have talked tonight, giving you the tools necessary to go ahead and scale your business. We've talked about marketing, branding, automation, virtual assistants, clearing your mind. And I want Derrick to close on that tonight about done is better than perfect, and about, shifting our mindset. I think is so important to, to learn how to shift our mindsets. When I deal with my mentees and I deal with my different clients within my different business, I have to teach them how they have to recognize that bad credit or, making a mistake in their business, it was something that happened, and it happens to all of us, but that's not who you are. That's not who you have to become. And you are worthy to be successful. Because a lot of us, I know myself, I've dealt with it for a long time, just the fear of success. To much is given, much is required. And I knew that if I was going to be successful, I was going to have a whole bunch of responsibility. And I didn't want the two, basically, so I fear success, even though I always knew that success would become me. It was just something that I fear. So that is something that a lot of us fear, believe it or not. So, we have to learn how to get rid of the old stuff, the old baggage, the old mind set, the recurring thoughts that happen in our mind, and to know that we are worthy to have good credit, to succeed in business, to have successful businesses, to have amazing children, to have an amazing husband. Amen. I'm speaking that for myself. To have an amazing husband and have an amazing wife, and so forth and so on. So it really starts in the mind, having a successful business, because if you get that successful business and you don't know how to handle it, you don't have the proper systems in place, you're going to lose it. So that's the purpose of coaching. That's the purpose of mentoring. That's a purpose of investing in different courses, and boot camps, and so forth and so on. That is a purpose of it, because it's people like us that want to make an impact on your lives, and teach you that you can do it. I mean, hey, you're looking at two people that have been in the gutter and back, So if you can do it, you certainly can. So I will leave it with you, Mr. Harper. Before Mr. Harper comes on and he gives us his contact information, y'all do not inbox him for anything crazy, and do not inbox him for coaching and mentoring unless you are ready to pay. Amen. Or anything else. Okay. So other than that, he will give us his contact information and leave us with done is better than perfect and whatever closing thoughts he has. But before that, I know that it's Wednesday. I know that it's the beginning of the year, but I say each and every week in our training, I don't care what has happened thus far during the week. We still have 3 more days to close out this week. And I want you to go forth and I want you to dominate the rest of the week. I want you to reset if you need to reset. I need you to put your game face on, your game plan in play, and go forth and dominate, make an impact on somebody's life. There is somebody waiting for you to show up, somebody waiting to hear your story somewhere. So go out, make an impact, and dominate for the rest of the week. Thank you so much. Oh my God, my favorite guest so far. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you were able to take an hour out of your busy schedule to be with us on tonight. I'm so appreciative, and thank you so much, Mr. Harper.
No problem. No, thank you. And I'm glad glad you actually said that. One of the things that I want to, I think people, they think too far out. I mean, I know we all want 7-figure businesses, right? But we can't reach 7 figures till we reach 6. And so when you really break down those numbers in a day-to-day, that's when it really makes sense, right? So let's start focusing on the 6-figure business, right? Now, in order to get that, I want you guys to make a deal with me. I want you guys to say, I'm going to figure out a way to get my $275 tomorrow, right? So if you don't have a plan to where $275 is coming you tomorrow in business, then let's start small, because the problem is it's going to take you to get $275 tomorrow, then the day after that, then the day after that, then the day after that, all the way up until the end of the year. And the reason why is because $275 from today all the way to the end of the year is $100,000, right? So if we want to make 6 figures, we got to consistently find out a way to make $275 hit our account every day from now to the end of the year, because we don't even want to get over into $2,750, right, per day to make sure that we're $1 million company, right? So let's start with $275 a day. And then we can start with 500 a day, and then we can go up to 1,000 a day. And then, so create a consistent system to where you're going to get 275. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. So I don't like to just throw something out there without making it tangible on the back end. Find somebody who has a problem, and understand that you sell by listening to the problem, right? You can't sell by being a sales expert. That sucks, right? Unless you're selling the car, something they're going to be able to walk away with. We're selling, or you're selling services, most of us, right? So when it comes to that, you don't sell it by forcing what you have on them. Find out who's having a problem, and then figure out a way how you can help them through that problem. If you do that one time a day, you will make it $275 a day. So there go your 6-figure plan right there. So find out somebody who has a problem that you can solve that's not going to cost over $275, right? There's so many people that you can go and find a person on Upwork to build a website for you for $100, but you realize that they needed a website that you could charge them $500 for. there go your $400 profit right there. So your job from here to the end of the year is find out who has a problem that you can solve. You don't have to be the smartest, or you don't have to be the most developed to solve that problem. So many Upworks and so many other things out here that you can hire experts to do the job at a cheaper rate to where you can fulfill and override that to make that 275 a day. So there's no excuse if you don't have revenue coming in if you got a computer. So if we can browse the internet and we can be on Facebook chasing all the gossip, then we can chase $275 a day to reach six figures. So that's what I'll leave you with. And if you want to contact me, support at derrickharper.com. Support at derrickharper.com. DERRICKHARPER.com. So and you can shoot me a text, 678-961-0086. Now, if it rings and I don't answer it, 9 times out of 10, my assistant is going to pick it up. So don't just be on there and say, hey, can I talk to Derrick, especially throughout the day, because it's going to almost be impossible. But you can shoot a text, right?
It's
And you
impossible.
can no, I'm just saying, I'm always on the phone. I literally got off a coaching call to make sure that I was here. And, I'm prepping for my DR trip. So we got to put a call center there. So, yeah, other than that, I'm here. Corey's here. She's an amazing person. Follow her. She's the light, and the thing is don't watch it. Don't hate on her. Don't try to stand in the way on it, because the way that the blessings work is when they send them through certain people. When you try to take them out of the game, you blocking it from getting to you. So stop blocking your blessings by trying to cut somebody else's off. So if she's the light that's bringing you the word, make sure that you guys bless her. Make sure that you guys cover her so that she can continue being that light for you. So.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harper. Thank you so much, Coach. And I'm sure we will be talking soon. Enjoy your evening. I hope your wife is feeling better.
Yeah, we on this vegan diet. We on a 12-day fast, and man, it's crazy. It's like day 3.5, and I feel good. I thought I was gonna have a headache. Like, I'm telling you, it's you gonna get on this Beyond Meat. Yeah.
I like, yeah. I'm just gonna leave it there. Yeah. We shall see, but yeah, I hope that you guys are doing well there. And what do you have coming up? You don't have any major conferences?
Yeah, I got some masterminds. So what I've been doing, just with I've always been trying to serve, but this year I'm gonna kind of, like, man, last year, man, my mom was taken from me. It was really rough. Like, I think last year, it's crazy that I went through so much bad last year, but I didn't realize, like, I was on TV 3 times, national networks, and but after losing my mom and then my aunt and then my best friend, like within an 11-day period, it was rough. And then, the business came under attack. So, but the good thing is, I don't want to jump on here and start talking about faith all like that. But, I made a commitment that I was going to serve more. And I just think it was God will kind of like winking and say, I'm going to give you more life experience. So I had to realize he wasn't punishing me, but he was developing me. And now it's set me up for a year that I got to really dig down and focus on. I said I want to hit 8 figures consistently. So I'm on a mission to go on and knock that out. So I'm putting the call center, knocking out all the automations, making sure we put Spanish versions. We're going to throw some different language versions of the automations, put call centers there that can handle all the Spanish clients. We did the Philippines, we did India, we got the developers and all of that. So just going more international. We're doing the China trip this year. We're going to take people, help them create the supply chain, how to automate the supply chain, do the warehouse to where they can, store and have taking a lot of these beauticians and turning them into entrepreneur moguls to where they selling their own hair and they doing makeup tutorials instead of talking about MAC. They getting thousands of pounds of makeup from China, having their own brand, own logos, and they selling their own stuff. So we going more into the turning the average consumer into the entrepreneur just by automating everything for them. So that's kind of a direction. So I'm gonna use all that pain from last year to kind of knock this out. So me and you will be doing a lot of work together.
Absolutely. I received that. I just talked to a friend of mine, Mr. Trevor Otts, the founder and creator of the Black CEO. And, he talked to me and he's like, you need to start this serialpreneur. And it's the first time I'm even talking about this openly. You need to start a serialpreneur wealth network, because, that's exactly who you are, a serial entrepreneur, and you have so much in you and so much, to come out of you. And, you need to be in the forefront of training serial entrepreneurs and training entrepreneurs. So that is something that I'm definitely going to work with you, getting through, through that and setting up the Wealth Network. I definitely want to put together a conference. Actually, I want to put together a couple of a conference and a retreat for this year. I would like you to be involved in both and be one of our guest speakers, have your systems available to us. So, in God, there's no coincidences. And anything to do with me, we could talk about faith all day. If they don't like it, they can log off.
Yeah, they know. Yeah.
And God, there's no coincidences. And, everything that, you talked about and, everybody that you're connected with, we all should be talking the same language at the end of the day. So there should be some type of confirmation when you are connected. And so I thank you for that. I thank you for the confirmation, and I just always enjoy you so much. So thank you again for coming on, and we will talk to you soon.
All right. Hey, thank you guys for having me. Blessings, and I'm definitely praying that you guys. I plant a seed that you guys. I'm planting one every day this month to make sure that you guys claim it. And it's going to come. So make sure you claim something every morning when you wake up. Don't wake up and go on Facebook and Instagram and get pissed at the world. So wake up and claim something. All right. And anything that you claim, I'm already planting a seed that is actually going to be able to come to fruition for you. So definitely there.
Y'all be laughing at me when I be talking about my husband, but if you keep talking, I'm gonna keep talking. But I got it on my intention board, my manifestation and intent board that I'm going to meet and marry my husband this year, and he's going to be wealthy. He may be a little crazy like me, but he's going to be wealthy, and we're gonna blow this thing up. Y'all be laughing at me, but watch. Okay, watch.
You speaking it, and then when they're gonna hate on you when they see it come to life, right?
I don't care. They can hate all they want as long as they ain't in his DM and blah blah blah. We good, okay? But they can hate all they want. Man. But thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead. If you could just stay on for a couple more seconds, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live portion of the broadcast. Again, thank you, Mr. Derrick A. Harper, and you guys can please go and follow this man and please Google him and YouTube him. He has an amazing TED Talk. I'm actually gonna put it up. I think I have put it in the group already, but I'm gonna put it in the group again. For you to listen to his TED Talk, because a lot of you need to hear done is better than perfect. Good night, guys.
See you guys.